This is a very unusual way for two sisters to pierce an ear. For those without the proper technique, don't be foolish and try this. The older sister uses an ice cube to numb the ear. The younger sister takes out a needle and uses a match to sterilize it. Then she places an apple underneath the ear. The younger sister finds the spot and pierces it with a strong push. And just like that, an ear piercing is done. These two girls are actually twin sisters. Because their parents divorced when they were young, the two sisters were forced to separate. Since then, they haven't seen each other for many years. The younger sister lives with her father in America, while the older sister lives with her mother in England. Sometimes fate is truly unpredictable. During a summer camp, the two girls coincidentally end up at the same camp, meeting someone who looks just like them. Neither of them takes a liking to the other. They constantly find ways to prank each other. If the counselor hadn't intervened, the two would have almost gotten into a fight. However, the two girls still wouldn't back down. The older sister is playing cards with friends when the younger sister pulls out all her belongings to bet. Unfortunately, the older sister becomes the loser. As promised, the loser has to strip down and jump into the lake. The older sister follows the agreement and dives into the lake. The younger sister on the shore takes the opportunity to steal her sister's clothes. When the older sister gets out of the water, the whole group has vanished. The next day, as the younger sister is about to return to her cabin to rest, she discovers that all their beds have been moved onto the roof to photosynthesize. The younger sister knows instantly whose handiwork this is. That night, the younger sister and her cabin mate secretly go to the older sister's cabin. They pour honey all over the room, rig a basketball, and pour cooking oil all over the floor. They use everything they can get their hands on. The next day, the older sister wakes up and is horrified by the sight before her. The room is now filled with webs, the floor covered in honey. Her cabin mates scream in terror. Every move they make accidentally triggers a trap. But the older sister manages to avoid them all. Just as she's feeling smug, a water-filled balloon falls from above, hitting her right on the head with a splat. The older sister is furious. Just then, the camp director arrives with a megaphone to wake them up. The younger sister, sensing trouble, quickly blocks the door. The director, not wanting to argue, pushes the younger sister aside and tries to enter the cabin, only to be drenched by a bucket of sauce. The assistant behind her accidentally pushes the director forward. The director, unable to react in time, slips and falls right into the traps in the room. The assistant follows her in, accidentally triggering another trap. The room is suddenly filled with feathers. The director, utterly enraged, sends the two girls to the isolation cabin. Even sharing a room, they still don't like each other. The younger sister wants to read, while the older sister wants to sleep. And so one turns the light off, the other turns it on, causing the lamp to flicker continuously. Anyone who didn't know better would think they were at a disco. Soon, a strong gust of wind blows the window open. The two of them work together to close it. After this, they look at each other, laugh, and resolve their misunderstanding. In the following days, they discover they have a common interest. They both love eating Oreos with peanut butter. The older sister grew up without a father. The younger sister grew up without a mother. At the same time, they both share the same birthday. At this moment, they both realize something. Each takes out half of a photograph from her backpack. When pieced together, it's clear their parents are actually a couple. This means they are twin sisters. After all these years, their parents haven't remarried. Perhaps they still have feelings for each other. The older sister suddenly has a bold idea. When the summer camp ends, they will switch identities to meet the parent they've never known. The older sister is afraid of being discovered, but the younger sister is determined to meet her mother. Even if they get caught, so what? They can just switch back. The twin sisters, hoping to reunite their parents, decide to switch places and return to the other's home. They have to get used to each other's habits. First, they need to get to know each other's family members and homes. Then, they learn about each other's interests to make the switch more convincing. The older sister even cuts off her long hair and gets her ears pierced. The summer camp ends, they swap clothes and go their separate ways. The younger sister sees her sister's butler and greets him with their special handshake. The butler doesn't notice anything unusual. The younger sister happily gets in the car. However, the younger sister still feels uneasy. But when she sees her kind grandfather, all her fears disappear. Perhaps this is the power of family. The little girl happily hugs her grandfather. At that moment, her mother comes down from upstairs. For the first time, the younger sister sees the mother she has never met. She is overjoyed and jumps on her mother, who is not only smart and beautiful but also very gentle. The younger sister, having longed for a mother's love, is so moved she bursts into tears. "I'm sorry, I just missed you so much. It feels like we haven't seen each other in a lifetime." "You're not exaggerating." Despite her daughter's change, the mother doesn't suspect a thing. She adores her daughter and takes her to her workplace, letting the girl model for her. The mother and daughter spend happy days together. But things are not going as smoothly for the older sister. Ever since her father picked her up, she has almost revealed her identity several times. When she gets home, the family dog barks at her, continuously. Good thing the dog can't talk. The housekeeper is very happy to see the young mistress home. She also tells the older sister that her father has a new girlfriend and says she doesn't seem like a good person, that she's definitely after his money. The older sister is instantly displeased. Her purpose in coming here wasn't just to see her father, but also to get her parents back together. To drive away the money-hungry gold digger, the older sister plays all sorts of pranks. But she's just a child. How can she compete with a woman? The woman also makes it clear to the older sister that she's only with her father for his money. The situation is urgent. She quickly calls her sister, hoping for immediate help. However, the younger sister doesn't want to leave her mother yet, so she makes up an excuse to hang up. During this time, the older sister doesn't know what to do and her mood worsens. Just then, her father tells her he's going to marry his new girlfriend. The older sister doesn't want to hear it and runs to her room in despair. "It's over. I can't do this. I'm just a kid." "Is there something you want to tell me?" the housekeeper asks, coming over to comfort her. "Don't be sad." The older sister has no choice but to reveal her true identity. After hearing the story, the housekeeper isn't angry at all. She's moved and hugs the girl, wanting to help her with all her heart. At that moment, the father comes in. Even though the older sister doesn't want to hear it, he brings up his marriage. The older sister still can't accept it and urgently contacts her sister. The younger sister now realizes the seriousness of the situation. After some discussion, they decide to make their parents meet. Just as the younger sister hangs up and turns to leave, she runs into her grandfather. The younger sister has to tell him the whole truth. The grandfather isn't angry and even supports their plan. When the younger sister gets home, she also confesses her identity to her mother. The mother, seeing the daughter she has never met, is incredibly moved. They hug each other tightly. But out of respect for their agreement from years ago, the mother still decides to switch the sisters back. She loves both her daughters. As she prepares to meet her ex-husband, the mother is extremely nervous. After 10 years apart, she doesn't know how to face him. Finally, with the butler's encouragement, the mother downs a glass of wine and confidently walks into the hotel. But unexpectedly, she sees her ex-husband and his girlfriend being affectionate. The father sees his ex-wife and isn't embarrassed at all. The mother arrives at the hotel and hugs her twins. Only the father is still confused about what's happening. The two sisters, wanting their parents to reunite after more than 10 years of divorce, booked them at the same hotel. When the husband sees his ex-wife again, his eyes light up. He quickly goes to find her by the pool. When he sees her, he rushes towards her, completely oblivious to what's at his feet. Although the scene is a bit embarrassing, the husband stumbles over to greet his ex-wife. Lisa calmly responds. Just as they are having a pleasant conversation, the older and younger sisters appear. The family of 4 is reunited and they reveal the truth. The father isn't angry. Instead, he is amused and hugs the girls. To get their parents back together, the two sisters rent a yacht and decorate the room's interior to look exactly like a photo from years ago. Many years have passed. The father now owns a vineyard and the mother has become a wedding dress designer. They have both achieved their dreams. At the dinner table, the father occasionally probes Lisa, showing he still hasn't forgotten her. But Lisa doesn't think so. The past is the past, with nothing worth remembering. She wants to switch the sisters back, but the twins clearly don't want to miss this opportunity. Just as the mother is about to take the older sister and leave, they swap clothes, forcing their parents to guess who is who. Looking at the identical twins, the parents can't tell them apart. The two sisters invite their mother on a camping trip, but Lisa is hesitant to go because, after all, her ex-husband has a girlfriend, so it's better if she goes with him instead. The sisters' plan fails again. They switch their target to the schemer. First, they put rocks in her bag. Then they put a lizard in her water bottle, making the gold digger scream in fear. At night, they swap her mosquito repellent with sugar, water, causing a swarm of mosquitoes to nearly bite her into a toad. And the best part is yet to come. In the middle of the night, the two sisters push the schemer's air mattress out into the middle of the lake. The woman wakes up, sees a bird on her, and immediately panics, falling straight into the water. At this point, she's completely furious and makes the father choose. "It's me or those two brats. Who do you choose?" The father finally sees his girlfriend's true colors. He chooses his two daughters without hesitation. The woman leaves in a rage. The sister's mission becomes much smoother after getting rid of the schemer. The father takes his ex-wife to visit his wine cellar, where he has a large collection. The wife sees a familiar bottle of wine. "What's this?" "This is the wine we drank at our wedding. I've kept every single bottle." In the end, they still choose to live their separate lives. In a heavy downpour, the mother takes the older sister to leave. When she gets home, she discovers it's actually the younger sister. It turns out that just as they were leaving, the father and the younger sister had followed them. "What are you doing here?" 30 seconds before you two left, she thought. We'd never see each other again. "Us? Last time I didn't follow you. This time, no matter how determined you are to leave, I'm still going to follow you." Lisa can no longer hide her emotions. The two decide to remarry. With the combined efforts of the two sisters, their family is finally reunited. The movie, The Parent Trap, ends here. I just want to say that you have to fight for your own happiness. Some regrets can be mended, but some cannot. Therefore, cherish the moments we have together.